With more than 50% of music students quitting their instrument within the first 2 years, should you really put in the time and effort to learning the violin, or will the difficulty put you off? In this video, I'm going to reveal to you the dark truth about learning violin that I learned as a violinist with over 7 years of experience and coaching numerous beginners. By the end of this video, you'll know if you're too old to start the violin, the dark truth of how hard the violin actually is, why the violin can be easy for you, and whether or not you should get a private lessons teacher or just figure it out on your own. Firstly, you are not too old to start learning the violin. You're really not too old to do anything. Your age does not determine whether or not you can play the instrument. What actually does is your love and passion for it. If you love the sound of the violin and how it pulls your heartstrings, you should 100% start. Learning the violin even has scientifically good benefits for you. It keeps the brain sharp and reduces cognitive decline. Numerous studies show that playing an instrument strengthens your memory, enhances problem-solving skills, and improves coordination. In simple words, learning the violin prevents you from the tough life of being a grandpa who can't even take care of himself. So you need to learn the violin. But how hard is the violin really? I'm not gonna water it down like everyone else. This is the dark truth about learning violin that everyone hides just to get you to learn. I'm on your side, so I'll tell you the straight facts. The violin is moderately difficult. Let me explain why. One reason the violin is so difficult is because it doesn't have frets like the guitar, and therefore intonation or playing in tune is very difficult. Another reason is that the bow motions are complicated. If you look at the natural movement of the elbow, it creates a semicircle. But you can't use that semicircle motion on the violin because it won't create a proper sound. So you need to create a straight motion, a linear one. And so we have to do that by bending our wrists and our fingers like this, extending and pulling in. And this can be really complicated for a lot of beginners. But let me tell you why the violin might not be that difficult for you. Listen, if you're watching this video, I'm assuming that you're at least 20. 20 is like the lowest. I'm assuming you're more like 30 to 40, even 50. And if you've lived that long, you would have the experience to deal with a lot of difficult things. You have years of patience, discipline, and just experiences. And because of this, you might even progress faster than a little kid. So the moderate difficulty of the instrument should not throw you off. Also, by now I hope I've gained your trust, so it would mean the world to me if you could subscribe. Thanks. Now, should you get a violin teacher or just figure it out by yourself with all the videos online? To explain this, let me give you an analogy of a beautiful piece of cake. If I gave you the cake without frosting, you might not like it, but it would still be considered a cake. However, if I just gave you the frosting, it's not a cake. In this case, the cake is the private lessons, and the frosting on top, that is all the videos online. These videos do help, but they're not a replacement for private lessons. You need someone who can coach you specifically, but that doesn't mean that it has to be in person. It can be online as well. If you're an adult, you probably have a very busy schedule. If I told you to have a private lesson on a weekday, you're gonna be tired after work and you just won't feel like going. And on a weekend, why would you spend time driving, going to somewhere else when you can be spending time with your family? And obviously you have other priorities. So the best solution for you might be to have an online lesson where you can literally be in your PJs and learn. And that's why I want you to check out the first link in the description. It's just a Google form so that we can schedule lessons together. These lessons will be super beginner friendly so that we can work out all the lessons that you want, like vibrato and spiccato, while also exploring music from various composers like Mozart and Beethoven. To get started, I need you to scroll down below and click on the first link. I'll just ask some basic details like your name and your experience with the violin. Then I will personally send you an email within a week so that we can schedule our first lesson together. The first lesson will just be on whether we're a right fit for each other. And yeah, once you're done with that, click and watch this video here. Thanks.